Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back, and like I have been doing with pretty much every Disney reboot and just any reboot that has been happening in 2019 in general, the new Lion King is coming out this Friday. For the first time ever, I think I'm doing my not new movie review of the original the same week that it's coming out and that my review is going to be out. It's mind-blowing. Let's talk about the original Lion King. It is a Disney classic. It is pretty much everyone's favorite. Not my favorite, but it is like top 3 absolutely love Disney movies. And like with all of the reviews I have done for the original, before the remake comes out, I will have some predictions for the remake at the end of this video. And I mean, there's not really that much of The Lion King that needs to be reviewed. It is one of the most iconic Disney movies of all time. Like I said at the beginning, it is probably pretty much everyone's favorite, if not most people's. It is such an iconic movie. Like, the songs are so iconic. I mean, the opening of this film alone is one of the most iconic openings of all time. And I mean, pretty much any of the songs are so iconic because, like, how could they not be, with Elton freaking John composing them and Hans Zimmer with the score? Oh, so good. Because you have gems in this, like, Circle of Life. The Circle of Life. I Just Can't Wait to Be King. Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Be Prepared.
A shining new era is tiptoeing nearer.
And where do we feature?
Just listen to teacher.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
And Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Can you feel the love tonight?
That you cannot help but sing along to no matter what. I sang along to these so hard while I was rewatching this that I annoyed Luna enough to go hide in the closet. And not to mention, you have such iconic actors voicing characters in this, like James Earl Jones and Jeremy Irons, Whoopi Goldberg and Cheech Marin, Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Matthew Broderick as the Simbas, and Rowan Atkinson and Nathan Lane.
What do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula? Wow.
And I was saving this to talk about it in the predictions, but I am so excited though that they got James Earl Jones back for Mufasa, because I don't think anybody could, like, just play Mufasa. Nobody could voice Mufasa except for James Earl Jones. He is too iconic. That is how iconic his voice is. And one other thing before I get to the predictions, yes, it's a super short review part of it because, one, I have a lot to talk about for the new movie, my predictions for it, and just stuff about it in general. And 2, there's not really much to talk about this because iconic. How many times have I said that in this video? But it's been a while since I've actually watched this movie. Probably, like, 5 years, which is a lot for some people, but like I said, it's not like my absolute #1 favorite of these Disney animated classics. My #1 favorite is Aladdin, and I watch that at least once a month. So this one I haven't watched as much in the same amount of time. So there were a couple things that I noticed in this rewatch that I never noticed before because I probably just wasn't looking for them or wasn't really paying attention. The first one is Zazu making a joke about Scar being an excellent throw rug.
What am I going to do with him?
He'd make a very handsome throw rug.
Zazu.
And just think, whenever he gets dirty, you could take him out and beat him.
That's a real, like, Zazu, that's a very good, burn on Scar. Also, kind of telling for Hercules later when Hercules is wearing Scar when he is getting his portrait painted. And the second one is Pumbaa saying that the stars are just great big balls of gas in the universe.
Ever wonder what those sparkly dots are up there?
Pumbaa. I don't wonder. I know.
Oh, what are they?
They're fireflies. Fireflies that got stuck up in that big bluish black thing.
Oh, Gee, I always thought they were balls of gas burning billions of miles away.
I love that that is something that I never probably understood or got as a child and just never noticed when I watched it again as an adult. So now for my predictions. I loosely say predictions for the next one. I just really want to talk about some of my thoughts for the new remake version. First and foremost, my prediction of what the remake is going to be like is that it's going to basically be a shot-for-shot remake with a couple of extra songs thrown in there, because we know there are going to be some extra songs according to Disney press releases that have come out in the past couple weeks. I think it was last week that it came out that we were going, or the week before, that we were going to be getting some new songs along with all of the old original Elton John songs that Pharrell has kind of recomposed and then written some new songs for this. I don't know. It's pretty much going to be exactly like Beauty and the Beast, how it was almost a shot-for-shot remake of the original Beauty and the Beast with some songs added in. There's also Aladdin. They added an extra song in there. Even though it's not necessarily a shot-for-shot remake, there are a lot of scenes in Aladdin that they changed that I was not happy about, but that's a whole different video that I did a while ago. You can check that out up there if you really want to see it. And just like with Jafar and Aladdin, I don't think that Scar, at least the rendering that we have seen of him, looks as menacing as the original Scar is in the animated version. I do have faith that Chiwetel Ejiofor will be able to bring his voice acting and will be able to bring his skills to make Scar as menacing as he is. As menacing as Jeremy Irons made him. And, you know, I've talked about this in the one reaction video that I did to any of the trailers, that I'm not super excited for this, mostly because they're calling it a live action movie, even though there is zero live action in it. And they only really called it live action so they can't pay the animators or visual effects artists their guild rates. It's just so stupid. They could have just said it's a new CG 3D version of The Lion King, but whatever. And it's dumb. It's stupid industry stuff that I hate. But anyways, I'm not excited for it because of that, but there's also a couple things I'm going to talk about later. But there are things that I'm really actually kind of interested in about this that are only because big cats. I love big cats. We all know this. We all know I love cats in general, but I have a soft spot for all cats, but I love big cats. They're probably one of my favorite animals. So I will see those cats on screen and be like, oh my god, I'm in love. And it will also make Mufasa's death just as hard, if not harder, and I will cry just as hard, if not harder, as I did every single time I watch this movie. But there are some things that I don't think will translate very well from the animated version to this live action version, especially my favorite sequence in the entire animated version when Simba sings "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" and all of the animals are dancing stacked on top of each other, and it's super colorful and fun. I just don't think that they will be able to do that with a live action, like with these new CG lions. It'll just look weird. And this is something that I have talked with multiple people about, and they all agree. You don't get the emotion on their faces the same way you do in the animated version. It's so much more emotive, and I feel like having that emotion on their faces is something that helps make this animated film so like tangible and emotional and really connects with people, and why it's a lot of people's favorite. And finally, I really love the fact that this cast is predominantly black actors. It's something we didn't really get with the animated version, and I feel like having these actors voicing these animals will really help bring it back to the African Pride Lands and make it seem a little bit more authentic, even though we're not really seeing them, we're just hearing them. But having that diversity is something that we need in filmmaking, even if it's something that you can't see. And because Disney is such a big studio, this can set a standard that other studios can look up to and try to raise their bar to bring more diversity in their film, not just for race, but also for LGBTQ and for women and for all sorts of different things, disabilities, all of that stuff. I just think it's a great standard to start setting, and I love the fact that Disney is bringing in just a wonderful cast of black actors for this film that is set in the African savannah. But that's all I got, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your predictions for this live action Lion King? I mean, a lot of people love the original animated one so much, so it's going to be kind of weird, hard for them to get into this one. I don't know. Some people are super, super excited for it. Let me know your thoughts, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really, truly do appreciate you. Whoever you are, let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking these movies, TV shows, filmmaking, history, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!